Hi everyone, greetings from North Yorkshire, where I'm enjoying a little holiday at my parents' house while they're away. Last time, Wayne introduced Birdman, a film set entirely in a theatre. And this time, I'm filling in a blind spot with my pick that links to Birdman, Francois Truffaut's The Last Metro. It's another backstage film, and it's a film that I've really been wanting to see for ages. I also hope it will satisfy some of you who've been wanting us to choose more subtitled art house type fare for our film club at home selections as well. This is one of Truffaut's final films. It came out in 1980, and after this, he only made two more features before his death in 1984. He envisaged it as the second part of a loose trilogy about the entertainment world. He tackled filmmaking in 1973 in Day for Night, and he wrote a script about music hall called L'Agence Magique, which sadly was never produced. The Last Metro is set in 1942 during the German occupation of France and takes place in a Montmartre theatre owned by a Jew who's forced into hiding, leaving his wife to run things. The title refers to the fact that because of the fuel shortages during the occupation, many people spent their time in theatres and other entertainment venues for warmth, but because of the curfew, had to catch the last metro home. One reason I was really keen to see this film is not only does it have a great reputation, it's also a period of history that I've become more fascinated by. Right at the start of lockdown, when I realised I'd be spending more time in front of the telly than the cinema screen, I finally took the plunge and watched The Sorrow and the Pity, Marcel Ophuls' 4.5-hour documentary about the occupation and collaboration in France during World War II. It's an incredibly powerful film, and you can understand why it was so controversial and divisive in France. Indeed, it was effectively suppressed in France for more than a decade. Truffaut's view was certainly influenced by his own experiences of the time. Although both his uncle and his grandfather were part of the resistance, in a 1970 interview he said, "For me, who was an adolescent at the time, the image of France cut in two, divided into Germans and resistance fighters, is false. I see a much calmer France." The Last Metro does not shy away from the grim realities of the period, but it's tinged with a certain nostalgia. The film's dreamlike sepia tone is thanks to the great cinematographer Nestor Almendros, whose work you'll have seen at Film Club if you came to see Days of Heaven, back in the good old days of actual real-life screenings. The other film we've shown at Film Club that may spring to mind while you're watching this is Ernst Lubitsch's black comedy To Be or Not to Be, about a group of Polish actors in occupied Warsaw. Although they're very different in tone, it shares that film's portrayal of artist defiance in the face of oppression. And as you'll know if you've seen Jules et Jim, Truffaut is no stranger to a love triangle plot, and the big draw here is the film's two stars, Catherine Deneuve and Gérard Depardieu. They both obviously class up the joint, and I'm sure are part of the reason why The Last Metro became one of Truffaut's most successful films, both in France and internationally. It won 10 César Awards, the French Academy Awards, including Best Film, Best Actor for Depardieu, Best Actress for Deneuve, Best Cinematography for Almendros, Best Director, Best Editing, Best Music, Best Production Design, Best Sound, and Best Writing. So I hope you enjoy the film as much as those who were giving out the awards. I'm sure you will. Vidi well.